friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we are going to be going into all of my sinking fund folders. We're going to figure out how much I added to my sinking funds in the month of October. We're going to see how much we spent, and we're going to update my transaction log with that. And we're going to figure out the ending balance, which will, of course, be our starting balance for November. So we're just kind of wrapping up the sinking funds for October, getting things set and situated for a really positive November. So if this is the kind of video you're interested in, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know that you like this and you want to see more. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how you are doing coming towards the end of the year with your budgeting and your sinking funds. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because I got lots more fun budgeting and lifestyle content coming at you every single week. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's go ahead and get started by pulling out the very first sinking fund here on my list, which is Camper Electric. We started out the month of October with $45. You can see that here. We just deposited 50 more during the month of October. And I'm actually going to be pulling all of this money out pretty much right now, I guess. I'll go ahead and do that. Today is the 26th. We're going to go ahead and pay our bill and cover all of the other last end of camping season expenses. I've already put those things on a credit card, so I need to pull all of this money out to cover that. So that is going to leave us with a zero balance for our campground electric. So this I'm going to go ahead and set off to the side so I can deposit it into my bank. So we started with 45, we added 50, we spent 95, and that's going to leave us with a zero balance. And I need to make sure that I update my transaction log with that. So it's going to be a little bit weird starting out my transaction log with a transaction that happened all the way at the end of the month, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it, as long as I know that the transaction happened in October, right? So the fund was Camper Electric. The date is 10/26. The amount was 95. And for the description, I'll just write our bill and end of season. Because we bought some RV antifreeze and that sort of thing, and I decided just to pull all of that out of here. So that's our transaction log up to date. That's our Camper Electric Fund up to date. Now we're going to move on to campsite. So our campsite fund started with $1,052 at the start of October, and you can see that we deposited $348. We did not take anything out, though I will be pulling money out of this fund to pay our campground annual fee, which is due next month. But for now, there's $1,400 in there. I don't need to count this because I just counted it when I added that last 100 when I did my cash stuffing video. So this is all set and situated. $1,400 in our campsite fund. Alright, next up we have car maintenance. We started out the month with a balance of $337. Since then, we deposited 20 and we took out 10. So not a whole lot of movement in this fund in the month of October. Hopefully November will be better. So we added 20, we took out 10, and so that means we should have $347 in here. Quickly, I'm just going to count that, make sure that is what I have. 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, 340, 41, 42, 43, $44, $45, $46, $47. So there is $347 in there. And I do need to write in my transaction log that on 10/12 I spent $10. I did not note what I actually spent that money on, so I'm just going to write the description as car, because I'm not really sure what that $10 went to. It must have been something for my car maintenance, but I didn't write it down. So I need to be better about updating my card, but you know, it is what it is. So for car maintenance, we spent $10. And the reason that I do this transaction log, if you're not familiar, you've never watched one of my videos, is because while I keep track of it on the little index card that's in there, once that index card is full, I just go ahead and recycle it. So I want a longer term, you know, register to tell me what spending was happening, so that at the end of the year I can go back and look at my transaction logs and figure everything up and figure out, you know, about how much I spent in car maintenance at the end of the year and about how much I spent on this and that and the other. Does that make sense? I hope that it does. Okay. So that takes care of car maintenance. Next we have car registration. And our car registration started the month with $200 and we didn't add anything. We didn't take anything away, and there's still $200 in there. And it's pretty easy to see that is what's there. So I don't know if that's quite enough to cover our car registration. We have a few different vehicles. Car registration is due in January though, so I do still have some time. All right, celebrations. We started out the month with nothing in there, and as you can see, since then we have added a total of $100. So there should be $100 in here. $20, $40, $60, $80, $100. I will be using this in the month of November to celebrate my birthday, which is exciting. So we added $100. We didn't take anything away for a total of $100. All right. Next we have Christmas. And we did do a little bit of Christmas shopping. We did add some more money to this account. So we started with $9.45, which you can see right here. So since then, we deposited $50. We deposited $100. And we spent $80. So let's just make sure that what my card says is accurate. $9.45 plus $100 minus $80 is $9.65. And that is what my card says. So we'll go ahead and write that in. And we'll count it up to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 354, 455, 556, 657, 758, 859, 20, 40, 60, 65. So this fund is going to get a lot of use in November and December, of course. And I also want to continue to add money to this because we got about $1,000 total, which should be more than enough to do Christmas gifts for my immediate family, plus dinner, plus all the other, any Christmas decor, that sort of thing. But inevitably, every year, it seems like there's always a couple $100 that pop up in expenses that I didn't anticipate for whatever reason. Either I go a little crazy buying Christmas gifts, or, you know, the Christmas lights blew out and we had to get new ones, or whatever it is. So I'm hoping that in November, and even into December maybe, we can add more money to this Christmas fund so that we have more than enough money for what we need. All right. Next up then is clothing. Our clothing envelope started out empty, and it's currently empty, but we did add some money. So we added a total of, looks like $40. Started out with nothing, we added 40, and then we spent 40 to take us right back down to nothing. So that's clothing. I want to make sure that I note that we spent money on clothing. So for clothing, we purchased just a couple of like clothing pieces that Austin could use for Halloween. We took it out of our clothing fund rather than our holidays fund because it was like a pair of black jeans that he could wear for school and that sort of thing. So even though it was for Halloween, it's clothing he can wear again and again and again. We did take some money out of our holidays fund for Halloween in terms of his costume, but it was stuff that he's not going to wear every day. Like he got a little cape and a few other things. So that's clothing done. All right, next up is holidays. So for holidays, we started the month with $75. We deposited 20 plus 20 plus 63. We deposited $103. I think. And we spent $29. So let's just make sure that math adds up. So 75 plus 103 minus 29 is 149. Okay, so then I added $1. When I did my cash stuffing, I couldn't figure out why my card said that I should have 150, but I only had 149. And apparently it was because I had some math up here wrong. So I did add that extra $1. So it is 150. So I'm going to just go ahead and say then that we added 104. We spent 29 and that brought us to 150 because I did dig an extra $1 out of my wallet and put it in here because I thought that's what I should have. So there you go. That in the end it all makes sense. So I need to write in, we did spend $29 from our holidays fund in October for Halloween costume for Austin, as I mentioned. That was on 10/21. I know it bothers some people that my dates are wrong, but it just makes more sense for me to write in the transactions as I go versus trying to go into every envelope and find them in order of date. I could write in my transaction log as I'm spending the money, but I just find that I don't do that. I write it on the card and go about my life, and then once at the end of the month I update my transaction log. So this was Halloween as well. So that takes care of holidays. Alright, next up is home insurance. So we'll flip back. I hope that the flipping back and forth is not making y'all dizzy. So we started out October with $100 in home insurance, and it looks like we deposited $40 and we didn't spend anything for a total of $140. 20, 40, yeah, 140 there. For home projects, it started out empty and we didn't add anything at all in October, so it's still empty. Moving into November, I'm going to be doing my sinking funds a little bit differently so that that doesn't happen. So I don't have empty funds. Home projects obviously wasn't a big priority for us, so the money went to other things rather than going into home projects, but I don't like the idea of funds just sitting empty month after month, so we're going to try some different things in November. Alright, hunting is up next. We started the month with $96. We had quite a bit of movement here, so we added $100, and we spent $116 plus $40, $156, which left us with a total of $40. I can see that there is $40 left in there, so let's just make sure that all of this is accurate. So 96 plus 100 minus 156 is 40. Okay, so I just need to write in what I spent then. So from our hunting sinking fund on 10/8, we spent $40 on thermocell items. These are like mosquito repellents. My husband sits out in the woods, and before it gets cold enough, he's covered in mosquito bites if he doesn't have the thermocell thing. So he bought that, and then on 10/15 we paid our dues to our range, and that was $115. Alright, so that's all set. Still has $40 in there should he need like arrows or whatever else he needs for hunting. I don't know. Alright, so that's hunting. Next we have medical. Started out medical with $3. And there's significantly more than that, so that's good news. I guess not significantly more, it just looked like it. So it looks like we've added $40. But we didn't take anything away, so that means that we have $43 in there. Not nearly as much as I would like. 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, but we will remedy that next month, hopefully, if all goes well. Okay, pets. Started out with 108. And I haven't done anything with pets at all. Didn't add anything or take anything away. 50, 70, 90, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess not. That's not good. So, again, hopefully with the changes that I make in November, my funds will stop getting neglected. So that's pets. At least it's got $100 in there. Alright, school. Definitely had some movement in school. We started the month with $38. We deposited $40. We spent $31. Is that right? So we started with 38 plus 40 minus 31 is 47, and that is what it says is in there. So 20, 40, 45, 46, 47. Okay. So I just need to write in then what we spent. So on 10/22 from school, we pulled out money for Austin's 8th grade yearbook, which won't be delivered until the end of the year, but if you order it early, you get a bit of a discount. So that was $26, and then I spent $5 to pay for his lock-in ticket. They're doing like a Halloween lock-in, sort of like a Halloween party type thing. And that was $5. So this was a total of $31 for yearbook and lock-in. Alright, so that takes care of school. We are almost done, friends. This has gone relatively quickly. Okay, so next up we have spending. Spending started out with nothing. We added 40 and we spent 32, and that left us with 8, which we do have here. And the spending happened when we bought tickets to a University of Michigan soccer game, which we had so much fun at. I definitely want to do that again next season. I'd actually like to go to a few games because we had a blast. My whole family loves soccer. My boys love playing it and watching it, and my husband and I really enjoy watching it, so yeah, that was a great time and well worth the $32 it costs us to get tickets. Alright, next up we have subscriptions, and this is our final category. So we started out the month with $55, and we added $40. Lots of $40 payments, so that's interesting. So 55 plus 40 is 95, which is what it says here. We didn't spend anything. And I just want to make sure. 50, 70, 90, 95. All right, friends, so that is it then for my sinking funds. As I mentioned, we are going to be doing things differently in November. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until the end of November, and then I'm going to stuff all of my sinking fund envelopes just one time for the month. So rather than doing $200 this week and $300 the next week, I'm gonna wait and save up that $200, $300, $400, whatever it is each week. And then at the end of the month, I will divvy it up between all of my sinking funds. And you guys will see that when I do my sinking funds video for November. So it'll be a little bit different, but I'm excited about it. I'm hopeful it'll work out really well. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, we can always go back to business as usual in December. You never know unless you try things. Alright, so by editing magic, you guys are going to see this. I just filmed my whole outro, but I forgot to add up my totals. So after this little clip, you're going to see the outro, and these totals are going to be gone. It's just editing magic. I'm going to slip this in here really quickly before I do the outro. So I need to add everything up, right? So how much did I add total for the month of October? So I'm going to add all of my additions here. $1,062, and I'm going to double check that math just to make sure, because you guys know I'm bad at math. Even when I have a calculator, I make mistakes, so. Yep, 1062. So then how much did we spend? 95 plus 10 plus 80 plus 40 plus 29 plus 156 plus 31 plus 32, 473. We'll just double check that again. Not a lot of spending this month, so that's good. Yep, 473. And then let's add up the ending balances. 1,400 plus 347 plus 200 plus 100 plus 965 plus 150 plus 140 plus 40 plus 43 plus 108 plus 8 plus 95, 3,596. So let's just make sure that that's accurate. So we started with 3054, we added 1062, we subtracted 473, and that does not give us the 3643. So this is probably wrong. Let's just do this one more time. Couldn't just be easy and not make any mistakes, right? Now I got 3,600, so that's not right either. Alright, one more time. 1,400 plus 347 plus 200 plus 100 plus 965 plus 150 plus 140 plus 40 plus 43 plus 108 plus 47 plus 8 plus 95. 3,643. Is that what I said it was? 3054 plus 1062 minus 473, 3643. And of course I'm writing in a pen that's not erasable, so we're just gonna make it work. Okay, so after many attempts, $3,643 total in my sinking funds. We added a 1,062 in October, and I'd like to try to aim for more than that in November. We'll see. But we only spent 473, so not too shabby. All right, now let's go ahead and roll that outro. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!